Hi, I'm Debbie Monahan from the Milne Public Library. I work at the circulation desk. I spend about half my time at the front desk for the grown-ups, and I spend about the other half of my time in the children's room, which is really fun to do both. I would hate to actually miss either one of those. Um, I have been missing it all this time. Like many of you, I'm at home, and like many of you, I have a lot of library books out. So I've been keeping them in my beautiful Milne Library tote. You can also get one when we open up again. And I'll just show you briefly what's in my tote. I have two movies, one in Italian, one in Spanish. I'm not afraid of subtitles. I actually haven't watched this because I sort of forgot they were sort of tucked below in my book bag and forgot about them, but we will be watching them soon. I also have a couple of books on health and diet, eating yourself sick. So some nonfiction. I have The Scientist in the Crib, which is a lovely book about how babies grow and learn in the early years. I have a baby grandson, so I'm revisiting information I haven't had to look at in a really long time. I have a knitting book. Many of you may have seen me knitting at my desk at the library when it's been very quiet. What else do I have? I have a novel by James Sallis. This was highly, highly recommended by one of our patrons as he was checking out. He told me this was such a great book, and I'm intrigued. I haven't actually read it yet because, well, I'll tell you why. But I will probably at least give it a try. I have a novel by Donna Leon. These are the Inspector Brunetti mysteries. They take place in Venice. They are quite fabulous. And this is like number 29 or something. And I've read most, but not all of them. And I'm not really a huge mystery person, but it just happens that I have a lot of mysteries in my bag at the moment. This is Christine Falls, and it is written by John Banville, who is an Irish novelist, winner of the Booker Prize, who also writes mysteries under the name Benjamin Black. And I have a particular interest in Irish fiction, and I have a particular interest in Booker Prize winners. So I have here a novel by a younger Irish writer. I simply Googled best Irish novelists, and this came up. I have to admit, I started it and I didn't finish it because, life is too short. Even during quarantine, you don't have to read a book that you're not crazy about. And I have, more nonfiction. This was recommended to me by my mother-in-law. It's a book called Conflagration: How the Transcendentalists Sparked the American Struggle for Racial, Gender, and Social Justice. I have to admit, I haven't even started it. But it's certainly an interesting topic. And when everybody was reading Little Women, my mother-in-law was reading this, which because it is connected to the Alcott Concord mass life in the 19th century. And I have a couple of books out by Edith Wharton. I recently reread The Age of Innocence, and it's really an astonishing book. And it also is one of my favorite movies. If you get a chance to see it, I highly recommend it. And since I enjoyed The Age of Innocence so much, I picked out some other books by Edith Wharton. But I have to say, I started this, didn't finish it. One thing I did finish, and the reason I haven't read many other things recently, is I recently read The Brothers Karamazov, which is huge. Long and a little bit of a slow start, but it is riveting once you get into it, and it actually becomes a mystery/courtroom drama towards the end. At one point, I found myself thinking I was hurtling towards the climax, and I still had 250 pages to go. So, so it's a long book. It takes time, but right now I have the time. And the other thing I've been reading is this, Christianity, A History of Christianity, the First 3,000 Years, This happened to be something that we had in the house. I'd completely forgotten about it. I hadn't read it. But tidying up, which we've had more time to do now, I discovered books that I forgot I had. And so I've been reading that. Although I have to say, the Brothers Karamazov took precedence after a certain point. I just couldn't put it down. So I'm missing the library. I'm missing you. I'm looking forward to going back when it is safe to do so.